Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. Our 1 versus 1 awaits you here on Pripyat during the winter. In fact, a bit of a time since we had that map. We're going to be watching here on the right-hand side, Immortal, though of course we'll find out if he's actually immortal or what, fighting for the Germans. For the 3rd SS Panzerdivision Totenkopf going up against Captain or Capitan Loreto, fighting for the Soviet Union and the 125th Rifle Division. Points are being secured as aggressively as possibly you can within the first few minutes, with just a bunch of combat engineers, or for that matter, pioneers. Conscripts swiftly following up here in the wake of the combat engineers in the west. Looks like a southern path, not unusual. I mean, generally, you see a sort of split, you know, depending on any larger features, like, for example, the river, you see one side taking one half, the other side taking the other half, sort of initially. I mean, most maps tend to follow that. So, fun little fact there. Also noting, interestingly, Immortal is heading straight for the vehicle repair facility. I think that could have waited a bit. Don't think there's any outstanding needs for any vehicles to be repaired initially. Those opposing might just be force of habit. In the meanwhile, 2 squads of grenadiers arriving and marching out. Jawohl. And meanwhile, we note here that Captain Loreto, on the other hand, is ignoring the vehicle repair facility. So, fun fact there. Very fun fact. Points being secured there, point being secured there. So far, so good. Looks like he's ignoring the center, though interestingly enough, he's just going straight for the north and the resources there, ignoring the strategic points, and for that matter, the victory points. Interesting. MG42 following up there for Immortal. And sandbag precision going up there for Captain Loreto in case of a fascist assault. Mighty sandbags shall absorb some of the bullets, but not all.
Don't let us freeze here.
Going pretty aggressively for both munitions points as well. Could likely indicate something for all the grenadiers. Or perhaps some mines. Or perhaps an early flamethrower half-track. A Flammpanzerwagen. Ja. Burn the Kommunisten. Anyways. Pyromania withstanding. Initial engagement here between Grenadiers and Conscripts. Getting caught in negative cover. The Grenadiers quickly pull off towards something. Conscripts moving in. Conscripts moving up here. Larger broad sweep. 3rd squad of Grenadiers moving in. MG42 moving in from the north. Apparently, Immortal is finding this area a bit perilous, taking a more longer, but perhaps he also feels this is a safer route, less likely to be ambushed by the Soviet peoples. There we go, full assault in with 3 squads of conscripts at the same time, pulling back the Grenadiers. Not a full retreat, just something to pull back into an MG42, a small trap. There you go, Schwer's MG42 set up. Conscripts playing a bit cautiously here. Pioneers sneaking about as well. Point secured. Yeah, good. And tagging up there. And an LMG getting upgraded. So there we go. Lots of machine gun fire. 1 heavy, 1 light. Conscripts taking a beating. Squads getting suppressed. Grenadiers advancing. Pioneers following up support. But we are seeing Molotovs out from Captain Loreto. And there we go. Ooh-ahing up. Nice flank going on here from Captain Loreto. Nicely done there. That's what you call a flank. And of course, Molotovs are great for flanking MG42s. We do see the MG42 packs up, which buys him enough time. But we also see he was in time to cancel the Molotov. And meanwhile, this will allow the conscripts on the other side to pull up, meaning the front is currently in a bit of a collapsing situation for Immortal. Another MG42 is on the way, but this one could get lost to the conscripts and their Mosin Nagants. Bolt action rifle of largely same period of the Kar-98K, I believe, might in fact even be older. Overall, I mean, there were certainly modifications and variants all the way through, same with the Kar-98K. But still.
Enemy troops attacking!
Rifle grenade there, flying through one window. Boris Vasily caught it, thinking it was a present from the Germans. And it was, but not the good kind. Conscripts are moving in. Looks like he might be trying to capture Germans between a hammer and an anvil. But might the conscripts survive until then? A bold move, a bold gambit right here being initiated by Captain Loreto. And looks like it might be paying off. In fact, he's able to cut off the grenadiers a bit. This could in fact prove a bit hazardous. And we're seeing an attempt at a rifle grenade, but not really well done. Instead, does nothing as it hits the snow. And snow, last I checked, had not been confirmed an enemy of the Reich. Or at least not an active enemy. So Immortal here is in a bit of trouble. He's going to need to retreat from here. Another conscript squad arrives. The troops here are in a terrible condition. Overall, we are seeing Captain Loreto apply great pressure everywhere. 3 victory points in his hands. We are seeing that Immortal is doing what he can, counter-attacking with a lighter machine gewehr. But so far, a nice chunk of territory up here from Loreto. Holy Toledo. Could also be a good spot for a mine right there, if he so decide. This Captain Loreto, or Capitan Loreto. And some combat engineers getting an arty surprise. And looks like another light machine gun. Yes, indeed, a second lighter machine gewehr. That's overall looks like we are seeing a focus from Immortal on basically increasing the lethality of his infantry force. In fact, it's a very heavy tier 1. 3 grenadier squads, 2 MGs and a mortar, plus upgrading his grenadiers with light machine guns. This is going to be some pretty serious infantry fighting from Immortal, which could definitely provide some heavy pressure on Captain Loreto's troops. Of course, it's going to have some weaknesses, but it could definitely do a lot of damage if well handled. And this conscript squad has been cut off behind enemy lines. And apparently all of the pioneers right here suffered a spontaneous heart attack. Ach, eine Russian! Nein!
What are your orders?
I'm allergic! Oh dear, the conscript got spotted by the grenadiers. And there we go, taught. But MG42's guarding this area. Mortar upset behind. Special Rifle Command going up. And actually noting he had 5 squads of conscripts. That's quite impressive. Although perhaps a bit over the top. At the same time, it did allow him to apply some heavy pressure. Of course, might also have forced Immortal to go for a heavy tier 1 himself. So overall, lots of infantry, lots of units from both sides. But we are now seeing both of them moving up. We also noting here a lighter mechanized company, but he's already taking on. I think he might be going for this basically as a sort of backup in case he feels threatened from any armor. He might go for the Pack 40. But it rather looks like he's heading straight on for armor. Mortar firing away. Likely going to see if we can't disrupt any sort of enemy assault zones, preparations, or whatever, which likely would be here for an assault towards the center. So that makes sense, though so far he's not having much luck, except giving some poor bastard a sprained ankle. But we are seeing that Captain Loreto is setting up for a large assault. Noting here he's spreading up, it fell. He's launching the assault to try and sort of make it hard for the MGs to catch him. 1 squad caught there. The rest of the assault is not going in, but there we go. 1 squad heading south. That's going to run into another MG42. Going to attack into the center. Oh, conscript squad got hit by a stray mortar round. Guards infantry now rhyming as well. Ash. Bollocks, I forgot about the doctrines. Festering armor, Jaeger armor, spearhead, and, well, guards rather combined arms. Don't know about the other choices, but I suppose it might have been something bog standard. Grenadiers forced out in the open by the conscripts. Well done, well done. Of course, it's not going to be all clear now. Rifle grenades still present a threat, and of course the mortar also presents a threat. So there we go. Captain Loreto's assault was broken off for the time being. In the meanwhile, another grenadier squad moving in from the north, equipped with a lighter machine gun, going to take a point there as well.
Wizard is passing. Normal weather is returning.
Points being secured. Captain Loreto thrown back. Although the south is quite open, there's been absolutely no attempt really from Immortal to harass them. Perhaps draw in some forces from Captain Loreto. That's a bit interesting. Popping over to him. And there we go. Soviet light machine guns up. Nothing else going on though in the base of Capitan Loreto, although we do see he has an awful lot of fuel.
The blizzard is gone.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
There we go, large push there. Guards, infantry on the hunt for the grenadiers.
Engineers have secured the sector.
Support armor caught up. And there we go, a large wave of Soviet infantry advancing.
Cut off a sector.
We are ready.
Grenadiers and MG quickly following up here.
Scout car.
And there we go, the scout car arrives for Capitan Loreto. Also noting a ton of munitions here being floated by Capitan Loreto. He could consider actually using this, for example, for mining some approaches to make it difficult for Immortal to actually advance and take away territory from him. And now we see the submachine guns are available for upgrade. I would not be surprised if all of a sudden Capitan Loreto's conscripts find themselves heavily equipped with submachine guns.
What are your orders? It is cold.
But so far that does not seem to be the case. Scout car in fact might be setting up for a central assault. And there in fact seem to have been no mines laid down by Immortal, for example, to provide some sort of stoppage. In regards to that. And there we go, the assault commences, this time with the scout car to break past things without getting suppressed. And there we go, it makes it past the MG42. Pioneers are moving in, but they're already taking severe losses. Situation is getting a bit hairy. Still so much munitions being floated. MG42 outmaneuvered, another conscript squad flanking from the north, well done. Molotovs down here, conscripts here getting slaughtered by the MG crew, but the MG crew might go down itself to the Molotov, and there we go, tragic. So a nice assault towards the centre has cost Immortal a bit. He's down to 2 squads of grenadiers with MGs. Pack arrives, and a Panzerkampfwagenwehr has also rolled in from the SS Panzer Battalion or Abteilung, the one with the Panzer Force. Since the Panzer Division, even the SS would have 1 battalion of Panthers, 1 of Panzer Force, and depending on the time, it would also have had an assault gun battalion. Although by late 1944, those were removed as well.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Ooh, anti-tank grenade, which actually did something. Bit unfortunate there for Immortal. But nice harassment here going in from Capitan Loreto, going for the cut-off points. Same thing that Immortal is doing against his opponents. Snipers arriving. Looks like Capitan Loreto is very interesting, applying some very serious anti-infantry pressure on Mr. Immortal. Though no upgrades for the conscripts, no submachine guns. Although we do see mines. Actually, lovely mines. Minen. No, on the other hand, from Immortal, which is a bit interesting considering at one stage he actually held most of this area quite strongly and would certainly protect against a scout car rush. Manpower being floated, might be an idea to do something about that, Mr. Loreto.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
All quiet at the moment.
Target.
Mechanized armor Campanea.
The enemy is encroaching on our
Country squad getting caught here in some rather intense fire.
Ready. Keep your heads down.
Rifle grenades flying through the air. Conscripts
Under attack.
dying like they just don't care.
The water is warmed up.
MG42 being dealt with a sniper. In fact, might be an idea for Immortal here to retreat. And there we go.
Soviet territory reclaimed!
Looks like he even has a chance of getting out of there alive. Panzer slowly advancing, pack following up in the wake of this.
Cold back here with a gun.
Quite interesting how he barely uses any munitions.
Army at your service.
Quite interesting. Also slightly depressing. Would have liked to see some good mining going on.
We have been engaged.
But there we go. Mechanized Hammer Company soon up. As we can see here, from the work progression bar on the combat engineers, which will definitely open up for an S-85, and there we go. Some tank destroy action. Actually been a bit of time since we've seen that. Been a lot of focus on the T-34s, which have certainly been made more impressive.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
Oh, sniper getting caught here. That's really bad for them.
The hard part will be keeping it.
And there we go, sniper team wiped out. That was pretty sad.
Territory is falling.
Pioneers advancing, and we're in fact seeing an attempt at setting up telemines. I think a bit too far ahead, a bit too close. Tracks being spotted by enemy infantry that might move up. Conscripts advancing, and we do finally see some submachine guns up. Some PPSHs.
We have the point. Blizzard imminent. Contact with the enemy.
And there we go, telemines down.
Enemy forces are
And a Panzer IV being dispatched on its own. That's a bit risky, since he doesn't know what could be waiting down there for him. Assault on the centre. Attack in the north.
Squad standing by!
Fighting all across. Pioneers in the watchtower.
territory secure. Keep your heads down.
Waiting for your command!
Actually, 5 quick rolls ahead.
A squad of infantry.
And a second Panzerkampfwagen 4.
Retreat.
What do you have for us?
And Panzer IV here being dealt with by the S-85. Taking a bit of nasty damage. Not good.
Taking fire.
Popping smoke. Well done, well done. S-85 just charges ahead. Oh, allows the Panzer IV actually. Oh, he pulls back and he can actually blitz now. But at the same time, there's a slight problem. There's Guards infantry. And we do see a quick buttoning going on there. And sadly, the Panzer IV went down again. That can happen if you do send a Panzer IV ahead on its own. You don't know what's there, and there's nothing to cover it in case of anything going wrong. So that was a bit of a risky gamble. In this case, it did not pay off, and certainly was only to the advantage of Capitan Loreto, who in fact was able to pull it back quickly to a nearby vehicle repair facility. Another sniper on the way for Capitan Loreto.
As we can be.
Fun that. And Grenadiers moving ahead.
Supply sector.
Although they're close to freezing death. Not really good. Immortal, not good.
Assault gun ready for action. Target destroyed.
There we go. Squad wiped out.
Destroyer here. Time to shoot.
Not a good idea to have your troops hanging about negative cover. They do become easier targets. Remember that. Bit unfortunate there. A waste of good Grenadiers and a good light machine gun. At the same time, a Grenadier squad is freezing to death up in the north. Oh dear. Immortal is losing a lot of Grenadiers, a lot of good troops with light machine guns. It's going to cost him quite a bit, in particular since some of them are quite veteran. Quite unfortunate. We also see a squad of Panzer Grenadiers has arrived, and there we go. Froze to death, forgotten by Immortal.
We will keep it.
2 snipers out.
Has arrived.
Pretty bold stuff.
Assault gun ready for action.
Bit of quiet at the moment.
Who needs a light?
Enemy contact!
We are losing.
And there we go, another assault. Oh, conscripts burning up in the ice.
Hold back now! Conscripts ready and willing!
We have an isolated sector.
Things are certainly looking a bit dangerous. Panthers here. Oh, getting caught by the snipers and squad wiped out. This is not looking good for Immortal at all. losing a lot of units, some of them quite senselessly, really giving the advantage in terms of infantry to his opponent, Capitan Loreto. And in fact, time to pop over to Immortal. Let's go on for the spearhead doctrine. Another Panzer IV on the way. Considering the H-85, another possibility for him could be basically taking up, moving straight on for a Panther, since the Panther does enjoy higher speed, better frontal armor, and a higher range than the Panzer IV, and would certainly be much better at dealing with the tank destroyer. That is something to keep as a reminder, I would say. Of course, Immortal is free to do as you want, just merely me musing my thoughts. And he's also got a ton of munitions. Also looks like mine hasn't gone off there, but still mines would be good. Some S-mines here to cover that flank, for example, and perhaps also here. But no such luck at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. Another Panzer IV rolling in for the Jordan Cup. Also, fun fact about the SS divisions, the initial ones in the beginning were actually pretty poorly equipped. Barely any German equipment. In fact, they were largely equipped with Czechoslovakian or captured equipment from other nations, since they were rather viewed as rubbish by the German army, and thus were pretty much just given whatever was left over. So a little fun fact about that. It was only later on that they did generally receive better equipment, and even then that generally only tend to apply to the more elite of the SS divisions. The rest rather fell under the same rules, and the only thing where the SS divisions really stood out was usually in manpower allotment, since they did have one more battalion each regiment of infantry than other divisions of the more regular kind. So fun fact there. Also tend to have one more artillery battalion. Broad advance. H-85 go up to flank here. Oh dear, and there are no mine folks. Oh wait, never mind, there are mines. Good job, Immortal. Actually, good job. But there's another H-85 that's probably need to move away. And there we go. Telemine hit. Can he Panzerfaust it and destroy it? Smoke going off. Just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Don't stop up. Don't stop up. There we go. But sadly, Immortal, I think, made a grave mistake there. He didn't keep moving. He stopped up, which allowed the other H-85 to actually close in. And there we go, Panzer IV down. That was a bit silly. I suppose that might have been a slight mistake or something else caught his attention. But I think he could have saved that Panzer IV. Guards him up north. Fighting versus the Panzer IV, losing less than heroically. And for some reason, the half-track seems to be pushed in here. This could actually be a nice spot for a fragmentation bombing run, but no such luck. And actually time to head over to the mid-game analysis point. Current situation is mostly map control here by Immortal. On the other hand, he's taking some losses. He's losing several panzers, whereas so far Capitan Loreto has only lost an H-85. Infantry losses are also quite high all of a sudden, which is really hurting Immortal, and he needs something to do something about that. Of course, he needs to get some more infantry. He needs to ensure he doesn't lose them. He also needs to get something that might do a bit better with the strategy. In fact, considering this is option here, high munitions, munitions cache might be an idea, in particular if he's also going to get a lot of light machine guns for his grenadiers. In that case, again, munitions cache. Another idea might, and of course, you can now get a Tiger as well, but I still think a Panther would be better, since overall, I mean, it still enjoys the higher range, the higher speed, and still a decent frontal arm, and I think that's going to work better against the H-85, in particular considering the terrain, which is pretty narrow. In that sense, I think the Panther might enjoy a slightly higher rate of success. Just my thought anyways. And as of course we do see all of a sudden Immortal pulling off one hell of a flank against the H-85s, catching them in a bit of a spot. But you know, either that or the Panther, I think. But I think the Panther would be the better choice. Otherwise he needs to keep his remaining Panzer IV alive until then. And he might also want to make a priority of seeing if he can't somehow catch the snipers and deal with them. And of course he needs to mine. Good lord, mines. S-mines around here would also be a good move. For Capitan Loreto, I mean, he needs to keep up the pressure. He needs to also work a bit on his keeping some of his troops alive. I mean, he has suffered some losses as well, although overall, I mean, he actually has most of his squads intact, and some of them quite veteran. Considering his doctrine, there's certainly a few opportunities to go for. Some penal troops might help a bit. But of course another H-85 would also do the trick, perhaps some Su-76s, otherwise he needs to keep up the pressure. And when he actually gains some ground, he also needs to expend some of that munitions on mines to make it harder for his opponent to actually get back. And if he actually gets something back, it's going to be with high losses. So those are some things to consider there, but I do think Immortal might benefit from a munitions cache quite considerably. But let's get back to the fight.
We have secured the sector. Reconnaissance flight set to go.
Another fragmentation bombing run ready.
Half-track awaiting orders. Half-track awaiting orders. Yeah.
And pulling back the units towards there for repairs. Good job. Another squad of Grenadiers. Seems like Immortal is pretty consistent about his infantry composition. 3 squads of Grenadiers, likely all with machine guns. That's commendable. On engagement in the south, conscripts advancing against the Grenadiers. Light machine guns doing what they do best. Killing people. Although we do see the Molotov doing quite a bit of work, and again the Molotov is extremely lethal if you can actually get close enough and hit them. And if you can catch someone a bit off guard, I mean again it can do a lot. Oh! Good lord, Grenadier squad went down and a machine gun was dropped. Very bad news for Immortal right there, in particular if we see Capitan actually grabbing it. So what shall the response from Immortal be? What shall his next actions force him to do? Looks like Capitan Loreto is also a bit unsure himself, although he's applying some pressure, at least in the south. North seems to be ignored for the time being. And looks like another large assault is moving in. Pack leading the way, perhaps the other way around. Pack should be following up the assault, ready to provide support against any armour. And what is this? A 152mm howitzer going up for Capitan Loreto. This is bad news for the Germans.
We are losing the sector.
Awaiting fire mission.
Flame projectors are now installed.
And there we go, Flampanzerwagen up, although I think that might be a bit too late, and I think a fragmentation bomb in the right spot could do the trick. In particular, if he can also catch the H-85, allowing his Panzer IV to get behind it. I think that would be a good idea. More Tellermines up for Immortal. More Tellermines, good, good. He's actually being somewhat consistent about mining. That, again, is something I always feel is a bit lacking. So that is great to see. Hitting the dirt right there, but we are seeing forces moving in, and that flame for half-tack is definitely going to make short work of them. Hitting the dirt will not save you from the fires of the life. Running away won't save the Grenadiers there either, sadly. But looks like we are going to be seeing the beast unleashed in a few minutes. Mines going down just in case to provide against any coming against counter-attack, but basically setting up for large assault. Conscripts, snipers, H-85 and a howitzer in return to support it all up. That's definitely going to be some nasty news. And sniper firing off a flare by the looks of it. There we go. And there we go, artillery firing in. Panzer IV advancing, becoming under fire from the H-85. If he can launch a counter-attack here to hit the flank, he might have a chance, but only so far. The flamethrower attack is being sent in, which is a bit dangerous on the other hand. Panzer IV taking heavy damage. MG-42 taken out by direct artillery hit. Flamethrower half-tack. Oh dear, getting hit by anti-tank grenades, and then followed up by the H-85 shooting in. Going for the cut-off point down there, but the Pioneers are freezing to death. Pack is also on the scene, but not entirely sure if he can cover it. The MG-42 should have been moving up as well. And there we go, flame for half-tack down. Oh my goodness, lots of infantry went down there to a rifle grenade. And the Panzer IV got blasted up as well. This is turning into quite the slaughter.
is succumbing to the cold.
And units getting lost to the cold as well. Oh dear. And looks like the mortar took a hit as well. Bad news all around.
They've opened up.
3rd SS Totenkopf is collapsing.
The troops are freezing to death. Wizard is passing. Normal weather is returning. That's it. Reinforced.
You found something?
But rather slow and deliberate play here by Capitan Loreto. No taking chances. No just rushing in. Slowly but surely. Very methodically. Although at the same time with an emphasis on more exposed flanks. And we're seeing actually a fragmentation bombing run all of a sudden. Oh, he's going to try and see if he can't catch the snipers. Oh, Capitan Loreto was not paying attention. Fragmentation bombs turned them into pulp.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Watchtower provided the information. The snipers are, well, except for this poor lady, dead. Well, that was definitely a good stroke of luck. But can Immortal actually exploit this, because the losses he suffered are quite high? He's clearly going for the Tiger tank. If you can recruit these weapons, and perhaps also the pack, except no, the pack has actually survived. But certainly Immortal's forces are a bit depleted, but so are Capitan Loreto's. And there we go, Tiger tank. Tiger. Schnell. I said schnell.
Enemy forces are
Oh well.
securing our territory.
Oh, stealing the mortar, stealing the mortar.
has released the Tiger.
But at the same time getting caught right in front of the MD-42, which has just reached Veterans 2. Tiger tank arrives. There we go, mortar wiped out. Grenadiers finding up here, but they're low on health. Conscripts, Veterans 3 moving in.
We are losing a sector.
Grenade against the Pioneers. Artillery firing in right here towards the support position. MD-42 crew almost dead. Oh dear, things are getting very ugly very quickly. Pioneers lost their flamethrower. And the MD-4 pack gets wiped out. Oh no. Tiger though does arrive, and looks like a conscript squad is close to getting wiped out. There we go, Veterans 3 conscripts, the next target, and it is need to get out of there. Desperately need to get out of there. Oh, wiped out as well.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Rather looks like Immortal has been crippled. Another squad of guards infantry arriving. Capitan Loreto on the other hand still holding on to a much larger force. The artillery definitely paying off. So very bad news here.
Good work, comrades.
Pulling back the Tiger, likely towards the vehicle repair facility for some repairs. Unsurprisingly. Also noting a Stuka attack is Sturmovik attack is really not Stuka. God damn it.
We are awaiting orders.
Assault gun ready for action.
We have a 28. Give us a target.
So there we go, quickly getting the Tiger repaired. Good job then maintaining his Tiger. Stealing in the mortar again. This time though with some more durable guards infantry. MD-42 snatched as well.
Combat territory is ours.
Enemy squad has us sighted.
The situation is certainly looking against the Germans. Though there's always a chance of being wrong.
Yes,
Always the chance. And there goes 85 moving ahead. Pioneers spotted by the MD-42 here. Good job there by Capitan Loreto, and actually using his opponent's equipment against him.
secured. Engineers report.
Tiger tank on the loose.
We are awaiting orders. Assault gun ready for action.
And there we go, first shot bounces off against the 100mm thick frontal armour of the Tiger. Although, mind you, not sloped. He's actually using Panzer Precision, but that's not a really good as an advancing offensive ability. But there we go, keep the Tiger moving, keep the Tiger moving! No, he stops up, he stops up! Oh dear! He had a chance, I think, of actually getting the S-85 had he moved ahead. And just kept on as the S-85 was actually forced to turn instead. He lost hope. Or lost nerve, I don't know what. Instead, he's pulling back the Tiger. He's going to get caught off by infantry now without getting the S-85. In fact, now the S-85 is getting bold. Moving ahead, opening up. Shot bounces off the side of the Tiger. MG42 doing what he can. And there we go. Anti-tank grenade actually managed to damage the engine. S-85 flying wet the rear. This is looking bad. This is looking bad. And Gunner killed on the Tiger tank. Another burst of smoke to obfuscate the retreat. Grenades flying towards the air.
Yes, comrade.
Grenadiers will need to retreat. And they did not. Instead, they got killed. And the S-85 is also a veterancy too. Oh no. The Tiger, though, is still there. It is still functional, but barely. And we are seeing Capitan sending in a hunting party to get the Tiger. To finish the beast.
Tank destroyer here.
How can we help?
Second S-85 going to follow up soon here for Capitan Loreto.
Make it quick.
Blizzard imminent. Has arrived.
Step back. Now this land belongs to
Yes,
the
comrade.
Soviet people.
All units are here.
And there we go, the second S-85 arrives.
Ready. You have orders? Anti-tank rifle ready.
And a bunker going up here for Immortal. Quiet, quiet.
Anti-tank support.
Might speed things up. A bit of aerial reconnaissance.
Blizzard conditions.
Panzer IV following up.
300 points remaining.
Think he might want something with a bit of range to actually support the Tiger. Just my thought, but a Stug might have done better here. But again, that also comes down to playstyle. We're actually seeing mines going up here. Good. Good. Going to help break up the enemy assault. Well done there, Capitan Loreto. Well done. Well done. So many Soviet players forget when they actually take ground to actually mine it. And in fact, mining territory was one of the things the Soviets did a lot of. In 1944-45, when they were on the assault, they'd usually, after they'd taken territory, set up large minefields, mine belts, to stop the Germans from counter-attacking. And of course, that was one of the fastest ways of actually slowing down a German assault. Also, a fun fact, when the Soviets set minefields up, they'd also usually set barbed wire up to sort of, you know, make things harder for the pioneers, but they'd also electrify the barbed wire. I actually didn't know that, knew that, but apparently they did. Just recently read about it. So, fun fact there. Fun fact there.
The enemy is reduced.
The Soviets certainly did know a few nasty tricks.
Engineer standing.
Tank
Do
destroyer.
you need guard squad ready?
Assault gun. What do you need?
Anti-tank rifle ready.
Guards infantry moving ahead. Mark moving in front of the Tiger. And there we go. Guards infantry quickly realised they've left something at home. Perhaps they left the stove on and perhaps to go back and turn it off. S-85 resuming repairs.
Tank destroyer here.
Guards here.
But clearly, I mean, Capitan Loreto is enjoying the advantage with his considerably larger infantry force. And overall, just larger force.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture us.
There we go, artillery firing in. Veteran 2 for the howitzer, by the way. Nice direct hit on the Tiger. Taking out, well, what looks to be 1/5 of the health. Panther 4 moving in there. Mine goes off, destroying the engine. And there we go, easy target. There we go, the power of good mining. Tiger moves ahead, but coming under fire from the 285s. And so many troops dying there to a direct hit from the howitzer. Oh, it's just carnage and utter pandemonium. And there we go, game over. Well played by Capitan Loreto, well played by Immortal, but sadly not well enough. A brutal 1 versus 1 here. Good usage of the doctrine by Capitan Loreto. He actually used the howitzer. Some people don't quite use that. He might have benefited a bit from the Sturmwix, but good usage of mines. So good usage of mines certainly made things much more difficult for Immortal. I think the problem for Immortal there again, in the doctrine went, the playstyle went, not supporting it with a munitions cache or 2 might have benefited a bit more. And I think he should have gone for a Panther to rather help with things, or at least been a bit more aggressive with the Tiger. And the way didn't quite happen that, and some problems with shoving his grenadiers at some vital stages, lost him a lot of infantry, which definitely handed over a larger advantage to Capitan Loreto, who played reasonably well with his SU-85s and snipers, although he did not pay attention quite there, and that cost him dearly. But overall, Capitan Loreto played nicely. I mean, it wasn't to say he played flawlessly, but overall he exhibited better unit preservation, better pressure overall on the map, and certainly made better use of his doctrine. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, why not subscribe to your friends? If you didn't, well, why not replay your own? Provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.